Nice.
I think I just am a wee bit of a loser, and that's okay.
But that is okay.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
absolutely
you're
okay. We probably all are a wee bit. Who I think sadly passed. Can we just confirm that? No, he definitely did. He definitely did. I should just stay away from this. I know. Keep it rolling. I will say something to them.
No, don't do that to me.
I've been Cammy.
I've been Iona.
And we are both
Fed by Farmers.
Hello and welcome to the Fed by Farmers podcast with me, Cammy Wilson.
And me, Iona Murray.
Today we are going to do, it's a little NSA special. It's just a Friday chat, but we've thrown in a few clips from my recent trip down to NSA Malvern as well.
What does NSA stand for?
National Sheep Association. And then Malvern is the place that it was in, near the Malvern Hills, I think they're called. It's where the Three Counties Showground is.
Right.
Where hopefully we'll go next year with the merch. We'll try and get to Three Counties. Roasting.
Was it hot?
It was roasting. It was like 30 degrees.
Too hot?
Oh, it's definitely too hot.
Isn't it mad how much of a difference there is between England and Scotland?
Well, Tuesday this week was the hottest day in the UK of this year, and it was like 19 degrees here in Scotland.
What is
34 in England. Somewhere south, probably.
Do you like the sun?
Probably not as much as people that don't work like the sun.
What do you mean?
Well, like, it's hard working outside, like shearing.
Yeah, physical work in the sunshine.
Yeah, physical work. Yeah. Sorry, people that don't work. So, people that don't really work. No, but yeah, like actual like physical jobs in the sun, they're not as. No, it's horrible. I'd like a nice. I like that 19 degrees is fine.
Yeah, and dry.
A nice, maybe a wee breeze just so you don't get all sweaty and crab it. You know, it just keeps you nice and.
Do you get crab it?
Don't get crab it, that way everything's just horrible though when it's like warm and like you're tired as well. You get so tired.
Dehydrated.
Yeah, and I say I don't get crab it. You probably do get a bit shorter and tempered and snappier than
I just meant
would
general. In general.
No, I don't think in general I get crab it. I mean, I would never say that about myself. No. I mean, Lizzie and I argue the whole time we work together with sheep, but that's healthy. That's how it should be. When two couples work with livestock together, there should be a lot of shouting.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of swearing.
The odd one thrown in.
But mainly shouting if you're working with livestock together. So, we had that this week. But yeah, the Malvern trip, great, roasting. And we spoke to a few folk while we were there. Before we get into, I've got some wee clips actually to share. I was trying that, I listen to Farmers Weekly podcast. They go to these things and they do wee interviews. They do it a little bit better because they link into it really nice. We're just going to dive into it and talk about it. Also, I didn't get done nearly as much as I wanted to get done. Like I wanted to speak to... Like James was there for Fowris. I wanted to get a catch up with him. The boys for Crystalyx and Animax were there as well. Boys and girls, bad for that. Were there from Crystalyx and Animax. I thought that'd be ideal. Speak to them for the podcast. But just time, like see the time you speak and then you blether to people and maybe take a photo or two and get caught up at different bits. The day just flew by.
Yeah.
And I was doing a little bit for Alanco as well.
Right.
Well, here's a good public service announcement actually.
Go for it.
So whenever I do anything with Alanco, you learn so much, it's hard to retain it all. But the big one for the summer...
What are Alanco for people?
Alanco would be best known... What's their best known product? I suppose is Click.
Oh, okay.
Or Ricabin, or basically do all the drugs, Fasinex. They're basically, along with working with Morden, they basically do all the science to make these drugs. And we're going to get... Matt and Leah, Matt's the vet for Alanco, and Leah is one of the sort of head trainers at Alanco. We're going to get the two of them in to tell us about it because it's amazing. I'll tell you one interesting thing that's mind-blowing. They develop patents for so they develop these drugs, like Zolvix actually. Zolvix is one of their best-known products, which is this wormer that there's very little resistance to in the UK. It's an orange wormer. And they've developed this along with one, I think it's called StarTech, which is a purple one, which is even less resistance again. And they get a patent on it, I think is the right term. And then it's like they're the only ones that can produce this for so many years. But then after so many years, that runs out and anyone can produce it.
Okay.
So it's now come to the point for Alanco that the clear wormer, they can no longer make the clear wormer
patented
as cheap as other companies can make it, so that Alanco's just stopping making clear wormers.
Even though they were the first to do it?
To develop the
really?
thing, it's mad, isn't it? part of me is like, oh, that's wild, but also part of me is like, that's part of the problem with pharmaceuticals in general. Like, if people were, if there wasn't allowed to hold a patent on a thing, drugs would be cheaper for everybody. The NHS, etc. Like these companies come up with, what was the big one that came up recently? There was like some magic pill for diabetes or something like that. Anyway,
Right, okay.
There's only one company making it, and it's like $2,000, $2,000 a week for the medic.
Okay.
But if it was a competitive,
Yep, they've got to, it brings the price down.
yes.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm the only guy, like probably when the first COVID vaccine was developed, and it was at Pfizer or whoever it was, and they were the only ones.
Yeah, remember you could get like different types of vaccine.
Yeah, no, mad. But like if you're the only one making something, you charge whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's part of it. So I see it from both sides of the thing, but we'll get them to talk about that. And I did a little input with them. The important thing I was going to say that's going about is I've said previously, like, we don't worm our ewes, okay? And generally speaking, adult ewes, apart from pre-lambing, maybe when their immune system's quite low, they don't need wormed, all right? But there is a new worm on the block that's came from warmer climates, okay?
Tropical worm.
It's called the Haemonchus worm. Sounds scary, doesn't it?
nasty.
Sounds big. Sounds
Yeah, I like the
humongous.
sound of it.
Haemonchus. So, and it's like a bloodsucker, like liver fluke. It's kind of like, it looks a bit like liver flukes. And it lives in the abermazon, I think is the region of the stomach it's called.
Okay.
Or the part of the stomach, and sucks blood from the wall lining. And it does affect adult ewes because of the speed it multiplies. And the most interesting thing that I picked up and retained and wanted to share with you guys is, if you see a ewe at this time of year with a bottle jaw, so a bottle jaw is like almost like a bit of fluid in the jaw, so it's like gibbling, like gills, gibbling, I don't know if that's a... Gibbling, aye, it's like wiggling about as if it's full of fluid. We call that bottle jaw in sheep. If you see that at this time of year, there's a high your instant thought is fluke. That is a key sign of chronic fluke. But actually, at this time of year, it's more likely to be Haemonchus.
God,
so don't just assume these ewes have fluke and fluke them. You need to do your dung samples, because it could be Haemonchus.
God.
And then it's a bit of a nightmare to get rid of once it's in the flock. Speak to your vet about all these things, what to use to treat them, and how to best to proceed. We're fortunate, and I'm not saying we're fortunate in Scotland. There's not much of it up here.
Okay.
But it's moving up the country, and it's just another thing to be aware of for people buying sheep from down south, is how important proper quarantine is. Because like if you're buying sheep from way south, this is going about down there. If you bring it up and put it on your pasture, then hell many, like, you should be quarantining these sheep, stand them off pasture somewhere, give them a good clear out before they mix with the rest of the flock.
So how long would you need to keep them separate for? Like surely the worm will always be there.
No, you can kill the worm. Well, yeah, it's hard to get a perfect kill. Might be the tricky thing. Again, with these things, I always say ask your vet for best advice. I'd love, like, in the ideal world, I'd love if I had a shed, then I would just, anything I bought in would just go in the shed with a bale of hay for a month. Not just one bale, I'd give them another bale if they ate it. But, just keep them off pasture for a month. If you're just buying in dry ewes or whatever at this time of year, and you can keep them inside for a month, get them dosed, dipped, everything you need to do for a quarantine, and just keep them off your pasture, keep them in the shed for a month on hay, and then you can kick them back out once you're quite happy.
Confident, yeah.
Yeah, because you can dung sample again in that time and see what they are putting out. That's what I would do, but that's an ideal world. I don't have a shed. So I'm just going to try avoid buying sheep, to be honest with you.
I think that's a good idea. You've got quite a lot.
Yeah, we probably have enough just now. But anyway, better thank our sponsors, Crystalyx and Animax. As I said in the previous podcast, we're stocked up in our Animax boluses, actually. Where are my boluses? Hang on a sec. Keep it rolling. I will say something to them.
No, don't do that to me.
What did you say to them? I was away.
I was just saying how great you were.
Always saying that. Right. So anyone watching the YouTube, let me just do a description for you. I've brought in a box of my boluses that are sitting out there ready to rock.
This is the most influencer I've ever seen you look. You're doing an unboxing.
An unboxing? Oh.
That's what people do when they get sent stuff.
I was going to say, this isn't the one I've already opened, obviously. This one's still sellotaped. And this is what I do as well. I never just do it nicely. I just...
You're like, I know you're ripping everything like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so for anyone watching on the YouTube and audio I'm describing, so I've just picked up, there's a wee box of capsules in the top. These are copper capsules. I'm not going to open that just now, but these go along with your bolus. Not everybody needs copper, you know, some breeds can't have copper. Oh, right, and then it comes all polystyrene like this. Sheep and lamb boluses, once opened, the contents of this pack should be stored in an airtight container at room temperature. Okay, so I need to get Tupperware. Oh, geez, this whole thing's sealed.
Oh, jeez.
Are we opening this right now?
It looks like it. You've really dived in. Why are you doing this?
Well, if I'd lifted the box that I'd already opened, I wouldn't have to do
What
this.
are you doing it for? Just to show what it looks like?
Yeah, just because I'm about to use them all, and I'll use them all and then never actually show them because they'll be used. So if you're on the YouTube, I'm holding up the bolus just now. It's... Are you being immature?
No.
Right, what would you say about the size of that? That about 4 inches long?
No, it was smaller than that.
That's a wee joke.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's about an inch. It's about an inch, isn't it? Quite a nice wee narrow bolus, actually. My wee bolus gun's out there. So that tray, God, there's quite a few in there. How many's in that box?
Weighty 200.
200. Can I just open these copper capsules now? Prolonged supplement to maintain normal copper status in sheep over 40 kilograms. Oh yeah, you get lamb ones as well. These are for the use. I'm going to open that. Is that okay?
Yeah, you do you.
I'm going to use them in the next week or two anyway. Oh, it's like a wee multivitamin.
Big.
What, you think that one's big?
And what are you doing? Just putting that in their mouth
Yeah, just
at the same time, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Pop them down.
Great.
Fascinating, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be different. We'll give that a wee go. Now I've opened it, I better use it. How long do you have to use it once you open it? But it doesn't actually say that.
Yeah.
So then, anyway, that was some boluses for you folks. That's that bit done.
Great.
Throw this rubbish everywhere. Someone will pick it up later.
Oh, you're...
Should we have a listen to our first clip from NSA Malvern?
Yes, please.
Unless you have, we'll get that at the end, your exciting week, because it gives you time to prepare for it.
Okay, thank you.
So let's play our first clip from NSA Malvern. We're joined by Michelle Fowler, who is all the way from Australia, and I noticed that she's wearing a Keep the Sheep logo, which is a bit of a campaign that's on the go over there at the moment because of drastic destocking of sheep. Let's hear a bit from her. Okay, and we are here at NSA Malvern with a very special guest. Tell us who you are and where you come from.
My name's Michelle Fowler. I'm from east of Esperance in Western Australia.
Western Australia, so what brings you to NSA Malvern?
Well, I may or may not have been a POM at one point. I've always been interested in sheep, hence I went to Australia. And I had some shearers work for me, 2 fantastic people, shout out Stan and Abby. And they suggested I came down here to check out what's going on in the UK sheep scene.
Okay, and you say POM there. POM is prisoner of Her Majesty?
Oh, yeah. There's several different things it could be, but yeah. We'll
okay. That's what the Aussies called English. There's worse things to call them, to be fair. And tell us about Keep the Sheep then. What's the story with that?
So Keep the Sheep has sprung up. I'm not actually officially part of Keep the Sheep. I've bought the t-shirt. I'm a passionate advocate of the merino industry and trying to save live export, which the Labor government has just banned. And so Keep the Sheep has sprung up as an attempt for us to, I guess, rally, get the awareness out there to a lot of people in the city that perhaps have an informed
and maybe don't
opinion.
appreciate the product they have on their doorstep.
I think so.
Yeah. And are you seeing sheep numbers declining rapidly in Australia? Merino numbers?
There are 2 kind of separate issues there, Cammy. One is, of course, Australia has a lot of drought, so that can drive numbers down rapidly regardless. But also that can cause increases in price in other areas of Australia that don't have drought. But without a doubt, in Western Australia, there are many, many farmers now that are getting out of sheep altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
And swapping to beef or just nothing, no livestock?
Yeah, no livestock cropping, going to crop.
Going to crops?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really something we can do, and many sheep farmers or mixed farmers can't just stop livestock farming because our climate dictates that we need a balance. We need to be risk averse, so we need the livestock and we also need the cropping.
And some cropping,
because very often one will fail.
Hedge your bets, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, listen, really interesting. I appreciate you taking some time to speak to me there.
Thanks, Cammy.
Good luck with I know you're not part of it, but good luck to keep the sheep movement. Of course, we're passionate about keeping the sheep. And hey, sometimes I just wish we could keep some merinos here because, like, what a fantastic product merino wool is.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
This is merino wool.
Yeah, like you just couldn't do that with British wool. It's just fantastic.
No.
So thanks for giving me your time there.
Thanks, Cammy. Appreciate it.
Reduce the risk of fly strike and livestock irritation at grass with Crystalyx Garlics. Flies and midges are a constant pest to livestock throughout the summer and are responsible for diseases such as summer mastitis, pink eye, blue tongue and Schmallenberg. No repellent is 100% effective in the fight against airborne biting insects. However, Crystalyx Garlics can play an important part in reducing the number of flies that land on livestock. Containing concentrated garlic extract, 5 times more potent than pure dried garlic, Crystalyx Garlics offers a natural defense to biting insects, with the high sulfur compounds in garlic acting as a natural insect repellent. With a full complement of vitamins, minerals and trace elements, Crystalyx Garlics balances the known deficiencies in forage while stimulating the rumen for enhanced animal performance. Make the switch this summer to research-proven Crystalyx Garlics.
Okay, so that was Michelle, all the way from Australia. I just roped her into doing a little bit there because I think I always love hearing about sheep in other countries. Obviously,
Yes.
I know we're all farming, and she did mention a bit of arable there, but. Drastic issues with the weather's the thing. Like, I just wouldn't. I know we had Lachlan in talking about Australia, but I just wouldn't want to be a farmer in Australia.
Just with the lack of rain.
The extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the extremes. Like, I'm sure not all Australia's like that, but all the bits you see on TV and social media seem pretty rough.
Yeah.
Droughts and obviously people now struggling with labour shortages, sheep prices, everything. Like, God, I go on about it all the time, but we have got it all right here. We have got it all right.
Yeah.
So thanks to Michelle for taking time to chat to us. Next up, I went and spoke to Andy Powers. Andy's a mate. He runs this. Basically runs the shearing at the 3 counties. So I went down to the shearing shed to speak to him briefly. Okay, we're now in the shearing shed, joined by Andy Powers. Andy, tell us what's happening here today.
So we've got a shearing competition this morning was for the NSA Young Shepherds of the Year competition. So each region around the UK, 9 regions of the NSA around the UK, that we have a regional competition the year before the sheep event, and the top 2 shepherds come through to compete for the UK Shepherd of the Year competition. So this morning they had shearing as one of their elements. They had to shear 2 sheep. Under BISCA rules essentially, but also we also get them to talk about their handpiece and make sure they know how to set it up, so it's a little bit more than just shearing a sheep. And then here this afternoon now we've got a young farmers competition, so it's a relay team, so 2 young farmers, a junior and a senior young farmer, not shearing classes, and they're here shearing 4 sheep each in a relay. And hopefully we'll go through to a final.
Yeah, so just the competition just now is just a little bit of fun, really. It gives the crowd something nice to watch as well and see a bit of shearing. I mean, there's a young lad up here who's only 16-year-old. That's insane to me. Because, I mean, I didn't start shearing until I was 23.
No. Yeah, well, that's my lad. So Benny's my lad. And as they say, we live here as a family.
So he's forced into it.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I need the prize money. This is my house.
I have just realised this is weirdly. Obviously, we're on the 3 county showground.
Yes.
This looks so different when the show's not on.
And without the tent.
I didn't even realise. It didn't even dawn on me.
I know. Well, someone said to me earlier, said, "Well, where's the shearing?" I said, "Well, where do you think it is? In the shed."
I just asked the same question. I was like, "Where's the shearing?"
Matt Smith. Bless him. So where are you shearing? Where do you think we're shearing? In the shed.
I know. Just even when I arrived here, I just thought
completely different, isn't it? It's completely different. But it's brilliant.
Usually there's a bandstand and stuff as well, so it's good.
Yeah.
No, absolutely fantastic. Do we know who the young shepherd of the year is yet?
No, that's going to be in at 4 o'clock. Apparently, that'll be announced. Could be one of these boys. So these 2 boys, so Ben and Tom, they're from our Marches region. So I'm vice chairman of the Marches region. So they're our 2 shepherds that come forward. Okay. So yeah, there's some good shearing this morning actually, because some of those guys, to be fair,
they'll be competitive.
Well, but they were shepherds, but not shearers. But actually, we were really impressed with the quality of the shearing, and that want to have a go. You know, that determination to have a go and the competitive, like you say, and it was really impressive. And their attitude towards it has been brilliant.
Good.
Brilliant. Good. But that's kind of the sport anyway.
We'll find out later who's won it.
Yes.
So that was Andy Powers. Strong name.
Very strong name.
It's quite a strong name,
Yeah.
eh? You said that while we were watching that there. It's a strong name. I never really thought about it, but Andy Powers. Yeah.
Iona Powers. Doesn't sound as strong as Andy.
No, Austin would be a great name.
That would be a really good one.
Austin Powers.
Austin? Why aren't people calling their children Austin?
Maybe because of Austin Powers. Oh, Austin. Like, it's a good film. You won't even have seen that film, have you?
No.
Too young. Great, iconic. Beyonce was in it.
Was she really?
Yep.
Gosh, she's got her finger in everything, her.
She did in that film, yep. Definitely. There's a lot of good. Michael Myers is the main actor. He plays Austin Powers and a couple other characters. And they had Mini-Me as well.
Right.
There's Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. And Mini-Me was Vern Troyer, who I think sadly passed. Can we just confirm that? No, he definitely did. I should just stay away from this. I know. But he definitely did, didn't he? Yes. So Vern Troyer passed in 2018. He was class. So great film, iconic. Anyway, sorry, we've went straight off Andy Powers there. I wonder if he got called Austin at school. No, he's pre-Austin Powers, so he got through it safely. Anyway, who won? We mentioned the Young Shepherds competition there. Who won it, Iona?
22-year-old Tom Garlick from Herefordshire.
Herefordshire, good sheep country.
Another great name.
Tom Garlic. Yeah, it is. It's I was going to say it's spicy, but it's not. What is a garlic? It's a
good one.
condiment. No, it's not a condiment. It's a herb.
Is it a big herb?
Is it a herb?
Well, it's part of the onion family, is it not?
Is an onion a herb?
No.
A vegetable? Garlic could be a vegetable.
Root vegetable. I think it'll be a vegetable.
Yeah, root vegetable. No, but it grows. It's not a root vegetable, garlic.
Why not?
Don't know, just made that up.
It does. It grows
No,
on
it
the
grows.
ground.
Does it? You dig garlic out the ground?
Yeah.
Could we just fact check this, please?
I'm sure it's like garlic, spring onions, chives.
This is one of our best ever tangents. I feel bad for Tom. I'm sorry, Tom. Listen, anyway, Tom won £1,000 and was Young Shepherd of the Year.
How do they judge who's the best shepherd?
Well, there's like 6 different events. There's all sorts. Shearing. I think there's maybe dog handling.
Oh, really? Right. Okay, so they actually have to.
Oh, there's loads
do
of
things.
yeah, and you have to like show handle a sheep, different jobs with a sheep. It is in the ground. You dig it up. Okay, I take it all back. Garlic's always so clean for coming out the ground. And what is
It's
it?
also an onion.
It's got to be a vegetable. It's
Yeah,
too,
it is.
too bulky to be a herb. Okay.
Well, do you know my title at my first job at Dumfries House was food farming and horticulture tutor.
Okay. So
I've got horticulture. in there.
that should have all been dealt with. That whole debate within seconds.
I know I don't have enough confidence. I should have just said it's a root
Because
vegetable.
what's the rule in this podcast?
Say it with confidence.
And people will believe it. There we go. So anyway, shout out to Tom, absolutely classmate, well done.
Yep.
And on to our next little input. We are going to hear from StowAg. Now, StowAg or StowAg, maybe we'd say Stow here, but they maybe say StowAg actually in England.
Stowed out.
But STOW would be Stow. I like stowed out. Stowed out will be a Scottish expression.
Stowed out, yeah.
So stowed out means what?
Busy.
Yeah, busy, very full. So you'd say a pub was stowed out.
Yeah.
That's the most common use of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That pub's
Yeah,
it's stowed out in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, StowAg, very famous from Clarkson's Farm. I don't know how they managed that, but Jeremy Clarkson was wearing a StowAg beanie.
Oh, wow.
Quite a few episodes. I think maybe Caleb wore a bit as well. So they invited me in for a pint of Hawkstone Lager.
Was it nice?
It was lovely, actually.
But on a hot day as well.
Yeah, to be fair, any lager would have been nice. Even Carlin would have been okay. Well, yeah, not even Carlin would have been good. But actually, it was really nice. It was good lager. So we got a pint with those guys, and we learned a bit about this mad metal fencing that's on the go. Let's have a look at that. Okay, we're here with Bruce from StowAg. Now, StowAg made famous, of course, in Clarkson's Farm. And I've got to give them a quick shout out and say they gave me a Hawkstone Lager on arrival here, which I've been badly needing because it's far too warm. How are you, Bruce?
Very well, thank you, Cammy.
Now, you're going to try and convince me to get into metal fence posts, is that right?
Easily.
Okay, do it.
Well, our metal fence posts, all made in the UK,
Okay.
40-year warranty. It's all very easy to install. It's a very easy, the strainer system's a 3-part system. And the posts are just an easy clip-in system. They are very strong. We've found they're probably the strongest currently on the market against competitors. There's different heights. There's deer, equestrian, stock fence height. You can also have it powder coated.
Okay, what is this fence I'm looking at here?
This is equestrian.
Okay, right. So for anyone that's just listening to the audio, this is like tiny. Why is it tiny squares for equestrian? Because the horses put their nose through it.
Don't get their hooves stuck in it. Yeah.
Oh, hooves, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I wonder why it was so small. I thought it was some sort of mad rabbit type thing, but okay, and that's the stock fence in there.
Fence. Yeah. That's what you'll have around your farm in the future.
Yes, in the future.
very near.
What kind of price is this per metre?
It probably varies slightly on whether what your spacings are of the posts. That we're still sort of working out some meterage rates depending on what it is. It depends whether you're wanting to go for. There's a few different options on the wire and barbed wire and that sort of thing. But we're sort of doing deals, and anybody that wants to come through and have a look, and we'll set a deal up and do it for you.
Give me a sort of ballpark though, you know, so people will be able to know what posts and rail, traditional wooden stobs and net is. What kind of ballpark, you know, at the range? Give us a bottom end and the top end.
So if you were looking at the steel post over against the timber post, this steel post is working out around about £10 a post. Okay. Your standard post would be, if it was just a non-creosoted, it would be in about the £5 or £6 mark. So it's about sort of double on the post rate.
Yeah. But you have that 40-year warranty or guarantee.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you're saying post, just because there's maybe a difference across the border, a post to me is the post at the end, but you just mean that as in...
You call it a stave or a...
I call it as a stab, I would call
stab. Yeah. So that's,
So you're £10 equivalent, but what is your space? Your meterage is 3 metre spacing?
You generally, certainly around here, you generally use it at 4 metre spacing.
Okay, so that's a lot more than you would a wooden...
Yeah. Generally, the wood, it would be about 3 metres. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there is that to factor in.
Saving in there, yeah.
And your end posts as well. What kind of money's in them?
So typically speaking, it's a 3-part system. Your end post would be around sort of 120, 130.
Okay.
So in that sort of thing, but then obviously you have got the longevity to bear in mind in the post. So
okay,
your years per over against timber, you'd probably be replacing it 3 times in the same period of time.
Well, it goes back to a thing, those of you that follow the podcast for a while will remember our second podcast, I think. Our third podcast was with Davy Cooper, who was Sheep Farmer of the Year last year, and he's a fencer, and he's big on, you know, explaining to farmers, you can buy the cheap stuff just now and replace it in 10 years, or you can buy the expensive stuff and you get 25 years out it, you know, or 20 years. And the maths behind that, so you're making a similar argument there, which is a very good point. You know, it's more now, but you know, for the future of the farm, it's far better.
It's a period of time, yeah. It's a period of time, and if you break it down, you know, we've done comparisons of looking at your standard sort of what we call tannalised treatment. You'd probably be looking at replacing that about 2.5, 3 times in the same period of time. So.
And do you think you'll still be here in 40 years?
I won't be, but the fence will be.
Yeah, no, me neither. I hope not. God, my knees are so bad just now as it is. Anyway, let's discuss this a bit more over a beer. Cheers, guys. So that was Bruce from StowAg. These posts expensive. I want to hear in the comments because I don't know much about fencing. Whether it's worth it. Do you think it sounds worth it?
Yes, I do think it sounds worth it, but my heart's always to a stone dike.
Fair play. Fair play. That's a good answer. But they're definitely more expensive than metal fencing. Although you probably get a 300-year guarantee on a stone dike.
Yes, exactly. And just learn how to do it yourself.
Does it last forever? That'll give you, well, obviously with maintenance. Yeah, interesting. I don't know enough about it to properly comment on this, so I'd love to hear in the comments what people actually think, whether that's better value than going wood, or would you still stick with a traditional wood fencing? It would be good to hear.
Most foragers don't supply sheep and cattle with enough cobalt, copper, iodine and selenium, critical to digestion, immunity, reproduction and growth. When it comes to supplementation, there's a danger of under or oversupply. But when bolusing with Animax Tracesure, you can be sure every animal has enough for up to 6 months in one single application. Animax, giving what it takes.
And next up, I spoke to George Manning from CF Moto. Of course, CF Moto partners with the sheep game. So we heard a bit about him and how well CF Moto is currently doing. Okay, we're now on the CF Moto stand. Can you just tell us a bit about yourself and what you're doing here?
So we're CF Moto UK, and obviously we distribute CF Moto throughout the UK through a network of dealers, and we're here today to showcase that with some of our dealers on the stand.
So you actually a dealer? Are you
No, I work for CF Moto
headquarters?
UK. Yeah, my name's George Manning, and I'm the sales manager for the UK for the dealers.
Yeah, class, eh? Yeah. So like my dealer would be John Murray. Shout out to John Murray. We have a new CF Moto coming very soon. We're just waiting for a fancy gadget for it to reveal it to everyone. How have CF Moto been selling?
Very well this year. It's been exceptionally good. The last 18 months to 24 months has seen exceptional growth in CF Moto throughout the UK, partly to people like yourself and obviously people using them in their network now and knowing how they work and knowing that they're reliable quality machines for the money. So
and I have to say, I mean, full disclosure, anyone that watches the Sheep game knows fine well that I'm partnered up with CF Moto. So very happy to give them a push, and I've got to say the great thing with CF Moto, I now have a bike. We have the 1000, the U-Force 1000, and we have another one coming. And the great thing is the guys are so good, they let me keep the other two while we get another one as well. So we're going to have 3 on the go.
Perfect.
It'll be a proper
CF Moto fleet.
Yes, a proper fleet. There's one for every child now. It works
exactly,
it works out quite well. Yeah. But things must have slowed. I mean, your huge boost must have been during COVID, was it not?
Yeah, so I think where CF gained traction in the UK market because they had stock when no one else did during that sort of tough times, and I think those people that bought them at that period 2 or 3 years, 4 years ago now are realising that they're actually really good quality machines and they work really well, so they're coming back second and third time around now, and they're obviously telling everybody else that those machines are good, reliable workhorses, and they've used them in those situations. So what they may have had before, they had to go to CF at the time because they were the only stock that was available, they're now staying with CF because they realise it does the job it's supposed to do. So yeah, that's given us a huge boost in the UK market without a shadow of a doubt. So.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and it's like I always say to people, like I've only ever had the CF Moto. I've never had a new bike in anyone. So, and I'm very honest with you, like I never go about saying they're the best because I've nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy to say they're the best value.
Yes,
because
without a shadow of a doubt.
When you price it, I mean, that must be your big USP.
It's the biggest thing for us, you know. And again, you know, everybody makes good vehicles. There's no doubt about that. But CF make an exceptionally good vehicle for an exceptionally good price. Yeah. And you know, you can literally buy probably 2 CF Motos for the price of some of the competition. So, and that makes it a bit of a, you know, it's an individual thing for that particular brand. So
you say, you literally can buy 2 for the price of the same in some of the competitors, which has got to be is the huge winner, absolute huge winner. Yeah. What is your big seller? It'll be a 650, is it? What's your big seller?
So our biggest sellers in the UK would be the U4 600 and the 520 C-Force as well. So the 450, 520 both sell exceptionally well. 625 obviously is also a good seller, but the 520 is probably the best out of the band. Yeah. And the U4 6 in the buggy series would probably be the best seller there as well. So.
And what is a 520 price wise? What is that?
So it's £6,000 plus VAT.
Yeah, so a brand new bike. 520 is what, 500cc?
Yeah, it's a 500cc single petrol engine machine. Yeah.
For £6,000.
For £6,000.
2 years 0% finance.
Yeah, through rural finance for commercial users. So 2 years with a 20% deposit. 0% for 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. And it's 2 years warranty as well.
2 years warranty as
well.
well.
So once that
so it's
the
a
finance is paid.
Thing. Yeah, exactly that. So that's how we kind of work on that cycle. You can have 2 years 0%, 2 years warranty, and once that's done, just recycle it and have another one on the same system.
And I take it you take that bike to your dealer again. The value of that bike is then your deposit for the next one. Is that how it works?
Exactly how it works. Yeah. So a lot of people will be trading other models or other makes into us to get to that deposit, and then once they've done the 2 years 0% on that, they would then bring that bike back and with a CF and then start again with another one as they go forward. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. I think you sold it beautifully there.
Good on you.
So that was CF Moto. I should say just after this, actually, I got a phone call from John, my local rep, who says my new bike is ready or my new UTV is ready. So I have a C-Force. Oh, I'm not actually not C-Force, U-Force. I'm not actually sure what number it is.
Right.
I need to pick it up, but it's
that's exciting.
Yeah.
When are you getting it?
First day I can go for it. First day I can go for it. And it's not raining heavy because it looks miserable. You want to make a nice video picking it up.
Yeah.
And it's nice and clean because, you know.
Wednesday's be nice. Tomorrow.
Yeah, we could maybe do that actually. This goes out on a Friday, but that's fine. I've told you that a million times every episode.
I don't like deceit.
Deceit, I like that. I mean, it's not deceit if you just don't say.
I know. I just put my foot in it.
Aye. That's fine. So yeah, I've got a 6-seater one coming.
Perfect. So you can all get in it.
Exactly. They're really good. They were on about, what we're doing this year, what's the plan. I said, well, we have all these kids now. So, and there is times it's a bit of a nightmare. We can't all go in it together, really, especially not on the road. So it's a bit of a nuisance. We can't go via the road with this and that. It's still great, but what could we do? And he says, well, what about a 6-seater? And I thought, now that would be class. So
brilliant.
we've got a 6-seater coming, and it's got all like the locks for the seats and that, so you can
Put in the car seats like the Isofix.
no, actually, I tell a lie. Has it got the locks for that? No, it's got the 3-point seat belt.
Right,
So you can lock the seat in with the seat belt. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, eh? So yeah, that'll be in the sheep game, but we should really get somebody CF Moto in for a proper podcast just to get the nitty gritty of it all. But add it to the list. Anything else you want to add for this week, Iona?
No, happy with that.
What's on this weekend?
This weekend, I think I spoke about it already.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's on?
Another podcast. Do my 10K.
Oh, you did speak about that.
And I'm doing something else actually. I'm going to meet up with my friend from school. So we're going to go and do something fun, but we've not decided what yet. Cut that.
Don't cut that.
Cut that.
No.
I made myself sound like such a loser there.
You did. Yeah, I can't even.
Do you know what I think it is?
I think that's nice.
I think I just am a wee bit of a loser, and that's
But,
okay.
but that is okay.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
absolutely
you're right.
okay. We probably all are a wee bit. I just think it's just different for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
What
just
do you mean, like going and doing things?
Yeah, just our definitions of fun. Like you've got to do something fun. I just or even just having a friend from school sounds mad.
Does it?
Yeah, nice. Just going to meet a friend from school. What, you haven't seen the friend for a while,
No, it's been a wee while. She lives in Edinburgh.
right?
She's her
Is this the one you went to the meal thing with?
No,
you pay whatever
no,
you want
that's
to pay?
different. No, that's Katrina. That's who I'm going to the Fringe with next week. Going on Tuesday.
Are you going to the Fringe as well?
Going to the Fringe on Tuesday.
What are you going to see at the Fringe?
We've not booked
Edinburgh
anything
Fringe,
yet.
friend. Everyone knows Edinburgh Fringe, don't they?
Yeah.
What are you going to see at Edinburgh Fringe?
So we've not booked anything yet.
Or you just turn up and...
I think we'll maybe book something just so we've got... But I don't know.
What do you do? Just wander into random shows?
Yeah,
People
I
give you
think so.
flyers?
Yeah, and then you just go and see things. I think it's better to have something booked.
And are you going to see like depressing things? Or are you going to see
Comedy only. I thought Fringe was only comedy. I didn't realise it was like all about arts and stuff as well.
Yeah, I think there's some
Only comedy.
tough watches, I think. What, have you
Talking about comedy, do you know what you call a well-known moose?
a well-known moose? Go on.
Famous.
Nah, it's a stretch, isn't it? Because nobody says famous.
Famous?
Famous. It's a stretch, that one. Would you call a boy that's almost home?
Near... Don't know.
Hamish. That's not a good one.
It's such a good one. My nephew's called Hamish. I'll have to do that.
I give it to that one.
Oh, that's
I love your
brilliant.
guess. Near.
Near
I love people that try and guess these things and have no idea. Anyway, on that delightful note, that's us for another one, folks. I've been Cammy,
I've been Iona.
and we're both fed
Fed
by
by
farmers.
farmers.